A warning from history. Germany in the early 1930s was not a dictatorship. It was a democracy. It had elections. It had political parties. It had a constitution. And yet within months, that democracy would disappear. This is not a story about one man alone. It is a story about how institutions weaken, how fear spreads, and how systems can fail from within. 2. A nation under strain. After World War I, Germany faced deep humiliation and economic hardship. The Treaty of Versailles imposed heavy reparations. Territory was lost. The military was restricted. Then came hyperinflation. Savings vanished. Money became nearly worthless. Trust in leadership began to collapse. This environment did not create extremism overnight, but it created vulnerability. When citizens lose faith in stability, they begin searching for certainty. 3. The Great Depression. In 1929, the global economy collapsed. Germany, already fragile, was hit hard. Banks failed. Businesses closed. Unemployment soared into the millions. Political divisions deepened. Moderate voices struggled to offer fast solutions. Extremist movements, on both left and right, promised clarity. History shows us something important. Economic collapse often tests democratic resilience. 4. Legal power. Adolf Hitler did not seize power through an immediate coup. His political party gained seats in elections. Not a majority, but enough to become influential. Conservative leaders believed they could control him. They believed his popularity could be used. In January 1933, he was appointed chancellor legally. This moment teaches a crucial lesson. Democracies do not always fall through invasion. Sometimes they weaken through political calculation. 5. Crisis and emergency powers. Shortly after taking office, Germany's parliament building, the Reichstag, burned. The event created fear and urgency. Emergency powers were declared. Civil liberties were suspended. Freedom of speech was restricted. Opposition members were arrested. These measures were presented as temporary, but emergency powers, once granted, can become permanent. History repeatedly shows crises often accelerate political change. 6. The Enabling Act. In March 1933, the Enabling Act was passed. It allowed the chancellor to make laws without parliamentary approval. It was voted in. With that vote, Germany's democratic structure effectively ended. The constitution remained on paper, but the system no longer functioned as a democracy. This was not chaos, it was procedure, and that makes it more sobering. 7. Consequences. The collapse of democratic safeguards led to one-party rule, suppression of opposition, systematic persecution, expansionist war. Within a decade, Europe would again be engulfed in global conflict. The consequences were catastrophic. Millions of lives were lost. Institutions that took years to weaken took generations to rebuild. Why this matters? This story is not about fascination. It is about caution. Democracy depends on strong institutions, rule of law, independent courts, informed citizens. When fear replaces debate, when crisis replaces process, when short-term political gain overrides long-term stability, systems can erode. History does not repeat exactly, but it does warn, and that warning matters.